we will take back the Panama Canal from China's influence. Together with Panama in the lead, we will keep the canal secure and available for all nations. It is great to be here at Vasco Núñez de Balboa Naval Base. Our shared roots here run deep. Once known as Rodman Naval Station, this place has long played a vital role in protecting the canal. The security of the Panama Canal remains a key national interest of both the United States and Panama. In 1914, after the first ship sailed through the canal, the U.S. Secretary of War wrote, "The dream of the centuries has become a reality." This dream, once realized, drove prosperity in our hemisphere. And to preserve this dream for centuries to come, we must never lose sight of the canal's security. And today, the Panama Canal faces ongoing threats. The United States of America will not allow Communist China or any other country to threaten the canal's operation or integrity. To this end, the United States and Panama have done more in recent weeks to strengthen our defense and security cooperation than we have in decades. That includes our meeting today and announcements to come. As we speak, U.S.-based military units are involved in joint exercises, planning, and other forms of cooperation with our Panamanian partners on both the Atlantic and Pacific sides of the canal. And together, we will take bold first steps to revive our defense and security ties between our countries. Right now, a U.S. Coast Guard cutter will transit the canal coming up this week to conduct counter-narcotic operations in the Eastern Pacific. U.S. Coast Guard cutter Kimball is moored in Panama City to conduct a subject matter expert exchange with personnel from the National Aeronaval Service of Panama, or SENAN. The USS Chosen, where I'll be tomorrow, is a guided missile cruiser. It's also docked in Panama City for a port visit as part of CENTSEC 25, the ongoing conference. And USS Normandy, another guided missile cruiser, is patrolling off Panama's Caribbean coast. While there, they are training an embarked team of officers and NCOs from SENAN, Panamanians, again, our partners. Several aircraft from the U.S. Marine Corps and Navy are visiting Panama to enhance our air and maritime security cooperation. We have stood up the Joint Security Cooperation Group, Panama, here in Panama City to coordinate U.S. military activities with our Panamanian partners. We will also continue to deepen cooperation in the long run. This includes increased training, exercises, and information sharing between U.S. and Panama security forces. And in 2026, Panama will host the multilateral Panamax exercise. This training will focus on ensuring the free flow of commerce through the Panama Canal. And finally, this pier, Pier 3, tangibly represents America and Panama's shared commitment to the canal's security. Thanks to over $5 million in support from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, we have refurbished this pier behind us. These needed infrastructure improvements revitalize this historic facility and strengthen maritime security both in the canal and into the Pacific Ocean. Our relationship with Panama, especially our security relationship, will continue to grow in the months and years ahead. Our relationship is growing in part to meet Communist China's rising challenge. China-based companies continue to control critical infrastructure in the canal area. That gives China the potential to conduct surveillance activities across Panama. This makes Panama and the United States less secure, less prosperous, and less sovereign. And as President Donald Trump has pointed out, that situation is not acceptable. We are grateful to President Molino, Minister Abrego, and your teams, along with the Panama Canal Authority, for responding to these threats and safeguarding the canal. President Molino's decision to withdraw from the Belt and Road Initiative reflects his government's clear understanding of China and the threat it poses. I want to be very clear. China did not build this canal. China does not operate this canal. And China will not weaponize this canal. Together with Panama in the lead, we will keep the canal secure and available for all nations through the deterrent power of the strongest, most effective, and most lethal fighting force in the world. We will do this in partnership with Panama. Together, we will take back the Panama Canal from China's influence. And we will do this along with other capable, like-minded allies and partners. This is what peace through strength looks like. You see, the first time a sitting American president set foot outside of the United States, the first time, was to see the construction of the Panama Canal. President Teddy Roosevelt spent 3 days here in November of 1906. He was here both to inspect the project and to emphasize how important it was to our security and our prosperity. After his visit, Roosevelt described the canal as one of the great and giant feats of the ages. Nearly 120 years later, this canal remains a wonder of the world. And like President Roosevelt, President Trump today recognizes the canal's rightful place as the center of our shared hemisphere. It connects 2 continents and 2 oceans, transporting over $250 billion in goods per year and 40% of U.S. shipping. 70% of the ships that pass through this canal are going to or from U.S. ports. It saves nearly 8,000 miles for shipping traveling between our coasts. Our almost 100 U.S. military vessels each year transit the canal. This miraculous canal shows what our 2 nations can achieve together. We worked together to build this canal. Workers from both our countries gave their lives during its construction. We are proud of our shared history and excited for our shared future. Returning Pier 3 to service today shows how we will continue to work together to secure and preserve that legacy.